Hey, what's up? For those of you just hopping in right now, it's Holden, it's JSU. I thought yesterday was a busy day in the NBA. Today is going to be 70 million times crazier, JSU. This is absolutely nuts. It's a lot of fun. It's what I'm learning separates the NBA from every other sport. You can get a real advantage tonight. Just the news. Let's go over this real quick. Harden traded to the Nets. The Rockets are getting Oladipo, Exum. Are also getting Kurucs and 4 first-round picks. We don't care about them right now. Cavs getting Jared Allen, Taurean Prince, and Karis LeVert, a show favorite, going to the Pacers. So the Nets are missing LeVert, Allen, and Prince, and Kurucs. So they've got Durant, Harris, Brown, Shamet, DeAndre Jordan, Jeff Green, Chioza, Lulu Cabarro, and Reggie Perry. What's up, JSU?
Is that all? Are we done?
No. I mean, we got the Zion Williamson ruled out. We got Knicks new. We got so much. Just talk about the deal real quick and how it's going to affect everything tonight. Because you go look at your core, there's a lot of fallout.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, obviously, it's going to affect things moving forward for those teams. I don't want to go too deep into the individual teams that aren't on this slate. So let's just kind of stick to what we have here. And obviously, the Nets just end up having like 8 or 9 bodies now that they're going to throw out there tonight, coming off a back-to-back. KD is going to be very popular. All these value pieces are going to be very popular. It kind of smells a little bit like what we had last night, where just the chalk went absolutely nuclear, and you needed, 3 at the minimum, but really you needed like 4 or 5 Heat guys to probably be close to the winner. And it might be that way again today. These guys are going to have to play big minutes. They only got 8 or 9 bodies. So, these guys are all going to have to play, and it's just about picking the right ones. That's what we're going to try and do here. Hopefully we can lead you guys in the right path.
Yep. Also, got to ask you about how we get different tonight, since a lot of chalk is going to be out there. But again, Zion is out, so that bumps up Steven Adams nice tonight, doesn't it? Do you have any Adams?
So right now I don't, but I do think he is a good play. I don't right now, but he's definitely in play. I agree.
Okay, and then we got Lonzo out, so he's out for the first time this season. Still waiting on news on Bledsoe. We've got Derek News game time decision. Anthony Davis questionable. Kristaps Porzingis is starting tonight. Going to go run him out there. Any thoughts on Kristaps in his debut this year?
No, he's unplayable at his price tags. He's just unplayable. Okay. You can't pay those. But it's going to take a little bit away from the other bigs, right? Sometimes they'll play him at the 5. Sometimes they'll play him at the 4. So it's going to take a little away from maybe guys like Cauley-Stein, maybe a little James Johnson takes a few minutes from, but they're still missing bodies, right? They're still down DFS, Kleber, Josh Richardson. These are all guys that play pretty solid minutes, at least before KP anyways. And KP isn't messing with all of their minutes. So there's still open minutes on this team.
I haven't seen any news on Nurkic yet, but if he sits,
we're not going to get. So here's the thing.
We're not going to get it now.
Season, yeah. Okay. This NBA season, pretty much, when guys are questionable in these late games, we're 9 times out of 10 not getting it until at least probably like an hour after the show, which kind of stinks, obviously, maybe even later than that. But I think it's more about the team wants to see how they feel, after warm-ups and then kind of decide from there. So,
all right, let's get into this, dude. A lot going on tonight. This is awesome. Let's give people some winners. We'll start with your core here on FanDuel. And again, a lot going on with these Nets. So Durant, Harris, who's the workbench player of the day again, by the way. Bruce Brown, Alexander Walker, Durant, Randall, and Covington. So a little thought process here behind the FanDuel core, JSU.
Yeah, well, the thought process is, when I was building my lineup and trying to decide which path I wanted to go, it all kind of depends on what we're looking at here with the shooting guard position. Do I want to spend down for both spots? Obviously in the core, for my main team, I chose to spend down for both spots. But I was really going back and forth on, do I spend down only for one? If so, which guy? If I spend up, who is it? So that's kind of the key. And the key was actually point guard and center, which was throwing me off because like starting at point guard, like at the top, I really like Luka today. I think this is a really good matchup for Luka. I think he could have his way here. I don't think Kristaps Porzingis takes a ton away from him, but he is expensive on FanDuel. A little better play on DK, but still, he's a great play here. I just don't know if I can spend all the way up. So then the next guy we fall on is Dame Lillard. I like this spot for Dame Lillard, 9,200. CJ McCollum's been a little more consistent, but Dame Lillard, this is a spot where he could explode. But then I go down to the 7K range, and I'm looking at LaMelo Ball again, and I'm looking at De'Aaron Fox, and both these guys' price tags. When you look at LaMelo Ball's price tag, you might say, that's a little much for this guy. But I know he's not playing big minutes. But think about this: in the minutes he's playing, pretty much his average 30 minutes his last two games. He scored 55 fantasy points and 46 fantasy points on FanDuel. This guy is a fantasy point per minute machine, and he's only going to get better. And yeah, maybe the minutes aren't secure. That's what's going to keep him somewhat lower owned, I think. So I want to jump on that while that's still there. And I think he's going to be someone that makes you different, because I know for a fact if 10 people go in this range and they say, I have 7K to spend, who am I spending it for? I bet you 8 out of 10 are playing De'Aaron Fox. Only like 2 are clicking on LaMelo Ball. And yes, De'Aaron Fox is the safer play. I guarantee it. If you talk to any good cash game player, they probably would pick De'Aaron Fox over LaMelo Ball. The minutes are 100% safer. He's probably seeing, when he's fully healthy, he saw 38 minutes last game. So that's like, 9 more minutes, 8 more minutes than what LaMelo's getting. They'll just take those extra minutes and run with it. But I think LaMelo's upside is right up there. Even with less minutes, it's right up there with a guy like Fox. So I like the pivot in tournaments. We got Alfred Payton, who's cheap at 5,700 in a good matchup. The FanDuel price is much better than the DraftKings price. So my kind of thought process in the core was mainly based off of where I wanted to go at point guard and center. Do I want to pay up at center, or do I want to pay down at center? Do I want to pay up at point guard, or go mid-tier one spot, pay down a little bit at another spot? That's that's what I was considering. So again, I'll say Luka is my favorite spend up, I think, for tournaments. In the 7K range, I like LaMelo Ball the best. I think De'Aaron Fox is still a good play, but I like LaMelo Ball the best. And Alfred Payton, as we go down to like that 5K range, I think Alfred Payton would be my favorite guy in the 5K range. So those are really the guys that I was kind of considering at point guard. Shooting guard.
Real quick, let me just get some news out there, okay? We just got some stuff coming down here. Karl Anthony Towns is starting. Derrick Rose is out. Okogie is going to start, and the Knicks are going with Payton, Rivers, Barrett, Randall, and Mitchell Robinson. Payton, Rivers, Barrett, Randall, and Robinson. That's the starters for the Knicks tonight as they go up against the Nets. And I know you want to move on to shooting guard, so let's go do that. Shooting guard.
Yeah. So at shooting guard, for me, if I was spending up, there was one guy I was looking at, and it was CJ McCollum. This dude has been so consistent this year. You can even say maybe he's been a little more consistent than Dame Lillard, who's been great as well. But just CJ has just been balling. Hasn't had one game scoring under 20 real points. So if I'm spending up, it's definitely CJ. The problem is shooting guard. There are a bunch of cheap guys that are in solid spots that I just have a real time not playing. Bruce Brown is one of them. Nickeil Alexander-Walker, who I think gets run. I don't know what their starting lineup's going to be. I assume that Josh Hart is going to enter the starting lineup. He's one. The other guy, I really don't know. They could go small. The Clippers aren't a big team. The Clippers run out Pat Beverly, Kawhi Leonard, Paul George, Batum, and Serge Ibaka as their starting unit. So I think easily New Orleans could match that and play Ingram at the 4, play Steven Adams at the 5, and then they would play Josh Hart, who I'm assuming they're going to want him to guard PG or Kawhi anyways. And then Eric Bledsoe, if he plays, which he's questionable right now, but if he plays, he's going to start, obviously. And then the last guy, I don't know. Could it be JJ Redick? Maybe. Maybe they want to keep his scoring off the bench. Maybe it's Nickeil Alexander-Walker. Maybe they go big and play Melee. So I don't know. There are a few different ways to go. But either way, with Lonzo out, there are minutes at this guard spot. And Nickeil Alexander-Walker, I don't think they're just going to give all the minutes to JJ Redick. I think Nickeil Alexander-Walker will be able to pick up some, and he's cheap enough. And I mean, who knows? Maybe we get him starting. Maybe we get Eric Bledsoe out. I don't know, when we're going to get that news. But either way, I think he's a strong play at 3,800 for tournaments. Tournaments. So
Karl
yeah,
Anthony
and then
Towns tonight, real quick. He's on a minutes limit. So if you guys are thinking about rostering him tonight, just keep that in mind.
What's the minutes limit?
All it says is minutes limits. That's all it said. Unfortunately, that's all we got.
Interesting. So oddly enough, 2 games ago, he comes back from I think it was a wrist injury, plays 37 minutes the first game back. I was kind of shocked by that. I didn't understand that. Like, why is this guy running out 37 minutes? Now they're on a minutes limit.
He won't have a minutes limit. That's it.
Oh,
we're good.
Okay.
Yeah, we're good. No minutes limit. We're all good.
That's not real. Okay.
That's not real. No,
don't confuse me.
No,
right
it was me. I didn't see the W. I just said owned. Okay. He won't, but he will. Don't worry about it. Move on. Let's go.
Will not.
Get back on track.
So
small forward.
Hold on. So the shooting guard in the 5K range is the other spot. Everyone, I think, is going to look at Eric Bledsoe. If he plays, I think he's going to be popular. Buddy Hield, I think, is the pivot. Portland has struggled against guards. Buddy Hield has not been good, but he's still extremely cheap on FanDuel. So I think that's where I'm looking at the guard position, shooting guard position specifically. Small forward, I think Kevin Durant is the best play by far. Next best play at the top, I guess I would go Brandon Ingram. Not that I think he's, right up there with some of the spend ups, but I do think for small forward, if I have to choose between Kawhi, LeBron, and Ingram after Durant, I'm going to go Ingram. And then after that, I'm going down at small forward. I want to go down into this 4K range. We got Joe Harris. We got
workbench play of the day.
Timothy Luau Cabaret at 4,100. Miles Bridges is still too cheap. I mean, if you're MMEing, he's more of an MME play. Carmelo Anthony, if Yusuf Nurkic was to be out, I think it bumps up Carmelo. No one's really talking about this, but Portland at the end of that last game against Toronto, and Toronto was big for most of that game. At the end of the game, they went small and played Melo, Covington, Trent Jr., Dame Lillard, and CJ McCollum, as opposed to playing Enes Kanter or Harry Giles, because Yusuf Nurkic was out by then. So even though Siakam was killing them down low and Chris Boucher was hitting threes and blocking shots, they still decided to play small at the end. So they might like that small lineup. The small lineup kind of got them back in the game. So if Nurkic is out, I don't think Enes Kanter is going to get like a 30-plus minutes bump. I think he'll see 23, 25, which for Enes Kanter, if I could lock in Enes Kanter to 23 to 25 minutes every night, I'd be totally fine with playing him at the price tags that he is at on all these sites. So I don't want to think that I'm not on him, but I'm just saying they do like to go small at the end of games. It showed it against Toronto. Even though they were getting beaten up down low, they still decided to do it at the end. I think because it gives them the best chance to win at the end of the day. So that's where I'm looking at small forward. Power forward is very simple. I want Julius Randle in my lineup. The second question is, am I spending up for the second power forward? If I do, it's probably Giannis, and just take my safe points. If the game blows out, he still could score 45 or 55 in a blowout. If it stays close, though, he should, obviously have a really strong game. And then after that, I'm going down to guys like Robert Covington at 4,800. Jeff Green, just because of the situation, it puts him in play. I don't want to play Isaiah Roby, but at 4,100, I'll mention him. I assume he's going to start, but this is a really bad matchup for a guy like Isaiah Roby. So I don't like him as much, but he is a center that you're going to get at power forward position. So he's still in the conversation, I would say. And those are the main guys, I'm looking at. I think one other guy for large field GPP is Brandon Clark at 5,600 is another guy I would look at. Don't like the mid tier as much though. Not really in love with that anywhere from 8K to right before Brandon Clark. I'm not into really any of those guys in that middle range. And then center, it's Karl Anthony Towns if you spend up, 10-5.
Not on a minutes limit. Not on a minutes limit.
That's right. And he obviously has the highest, ceiling of any center, in my opinion, on this slate. Not on a minutes limit. He could get you 50.
Projection.
And then if I'm not playing him, I'm going to the mid-range next with a guy like Rashawn Holmes. And his Kanter at 5,300, even though I don't think FanDuel scoring is the best for Enes Kanter, where we want a center, who gets steals and blocks and stuff like that. I think I'm going to play Enes Kanter on DraftKings where we get the double-double bonus. So then the only other guy I'm looking at is DeAndre Jordan, who is just completely mispriced. Should be starting here, 3,800. Yeah, as long as he gets a start. I mean, he's going to have to play anyways. So I like him here, 3,800. The question for me really is Karl Anthony Towns or DeAndre Jordan at center. That's really what I'm going between right now, to just give it out.
Are you just completely off Valanciunas tonight?
I mean, I'm not completely off of it. It's a good matchup against Cat. My problem with these Memphis Grizzlies has been the same thing since Ja Morant went out. They're not giving them more run. When Ja Morant went out, I was expecting okay, they're just gonna they're gonna need Valanciunas out there to score and do work down low. He's gonna have to play more minutes. They're gonna need Dylan Brooks and Kyle Anderson to play huge minutes. They're not playing 38 minutes a night. They're playing 29, 30, which is fine, but I don't know. It's tough for them to consistently hit their upside. I will say it is a good spot for him though.
Let's hit some questions and then go down DraftKings real quick, if that's all right with you.
Someone just said Bledsoe is out. Is that real? Did we get that before?
Now that
freaking
is
lock. Come on.
LeBron's playing. Anthony Davis is playing. I'm looking for Bledsoe right now. I do not see the Bledsoe news, but it doesn't mean it's not true.
I'm seeing it in Discord.
Okay. Well, that's big. It's huge if it's in Discord. Who posted?
I mean, I don't see a tweet or a link though. So
yeah, me neither.
We'll wait on that.
New Orleans Pelicans, Bledsoe, eye irritation out for tonight's game.
No.
Just got that.
Couldn't we have waited 15, 20 minutes?
No, let's talk about how it shifts everything now. Bledsoe's out. Let's do it.
God, we had him. Of course, the day when I say, Holden, that we don't normally get this type of news for these late guys. And so I wasn't even talking about Bledsoe too. I was talking about Nurkic, but still it's just funny how we just end up getting that news. It's damn it. Well, there you go. So
yeah. Are we on delay or something? Yeah, I know the Pelicans tweeted. I just saw it on their feed, guys. Yes, he's out. AD is playing. LeBron is playing. How does everything change now with the Bledsoe news?
You guys are way better. I'm going to hire one of you guys to take Holden's job. That's it. Holden's just God. It's too slow. All right, so let's talk about.
I'm on Operation Shutdown now. Seriously, what are we doing? We got to get here. Bledsoe's out. How are we handling the news, JSU?
Yeah. So now we're down 2 point guards. So we've got Lonzo Ball, who plays around 35, 36 minutes a game. Eric Bledsoe around 32, 33. Josh Hart was already playing 26 minutes ish, give or take. So he can only get a minutes bump so much. Like, yeah, maybe in a close game, he's going to see 36, 38. I don't know. I'm assuming they're going to want him out there as much as possible to guard guys like Paul George and Kawhi.
Yeah.
But the thing that this does now is it bumps a guy like Kiri Lewis, probably, who I wasn't even thinking about playing because I really expected Bledsoe to be honest, I really expected Bledsoe to probably play. But I still liked Alexander Walker here. Now I think it just puts Kiri Lewis into the conversation because if this game blows out, the guys that are blowout proof, in my opinion, have to be guys like Kiri Lewis, Nickeil Alexander-Walker. They're not going to run out JJ Redick in a blowout, right? They're not going to run out. I don't think they'll run out Brandon Ingram. They're not going to run out Steven Adams. So like these young guys get a bump because of it. Who knows? Josh Hart might even stay on, depending on who they have left. So I think we want to prioritize these value plays, guys like Nickeil Alexander-Walker, maybe even Kiri Lewis. I'm going to try and rework my FanDuel team to see what that gives me. But this is big news for sure.
All right, good. While you're doing that, just give me a sec. Let's just recap everything going on here. Bobby Portis is active. Bledsoe is out. Eric Bledsoe is out. LeBron and AD are both playing. My God, this is amazing. It's kind of fun. Karl Anthony Towns is starting. No Derrick Rose tonight. Reggie Bullock is out as well. I'm just looking at, what the Nets are running out there tonight. You already made your core here. We've got a lot of Nets in there. The Bledsoe news is gigantic. And Porzingis is starting here. So we just went through that. And you want nothing on Porzingis. I hope I bought you enough time with the news to at least mess around a little bit with that FanDuel core.
Yeah. No, I'm pretty good.
Any changes you think?
TBD. I'm going to keep reworking it. Let's go to DraftKings and
let's do it. Let's get your core here real quick. You already got Nickeil Alexander-Walker in there, Joe Harris, Lou Cabarrot, Julius Randle, Kevin Durant.
Yeah. I'm just going to play Julius Randle and Kevin Durant pretty much on all of my teams. I think they're really strong plays here. If this game stays close, which I do think it will, these guys, they have to get there. Randall's playing an absurd amount of minutes. Forget about the last game. It was just one blimp on the radar. It's fine. He's going to play big minutes again tonight. Kevin Durant, pretty sure someone posted in the Discord, someone saying how he's going to play his normal minutes. At 9,400, he's under 10K, and there's no Kyrie, and now there's no Karis LeVert. He's the main facilitator on this team. He is it. So I can't find a route to say I'm not playing these two guys, and then I'm just going to build the value around it. I think on DraftKings, don't overthink it. Take the value from the Brooklyn, New York game. Take some of the value from the New Orleans game. Find a low-owned one-off, from one of these other games, the Dallas-Charlotte game, maybe Minnesota if you want to play Cat, Portland-Sacramento. Stick to those games, and that's where you should be focusing most of your lineups on. That's where I want to focus. From a positional standpoint, a lot of the guys I liked on FanDuel, it was very simply a lot of the guys I liked on DraftKings. I think just the key, though, is we want to really focus our value on the Brooklyn and the New Orleans side for sure. And then, get in our New York plays, get in, maybe a Luka if you like Luka like I do, maybe a LaMelo Ball if you want to take a real shot in GPPs. I know it's probably paying a little too much, but again, De'Aaron Fox is going to be really popular. I think LaMelo is somewhat of a low-owned pivot that could differentiate a really chalky build. And remember, you don't need a ton of different plays. You don't need 4 different guys that are low owned. You need 1 or 2 on a slate like this. That's it. Don't overthink it and overcomplicate it. All right. So that's where I kind of want to just focus on, is trying not to overcomplicate things too much. Play the good value, stay away from the bad games, and build your lineups.
Here's some lineups for you. We got the Mavs: Doncic, Burke, Wundu, Porzingis, Willie Cauley-Stein. Pistons are going with Wright, Ellington, Grant, Griffin, and Plumlee. My boy, Plumlee. Bucks: Holiday, DiVincenzo, Middleton, Giannis, and Lopez. So no big surprises going on here. Conchar's a game time decision tonight. You want to get to some questions since we got so many and we got a little bit of time now?
Yeah.
You want anything else you want to get to position-wise?
No, I mean, I think we talked about it positionally and stuff like that. Let's get some questions.
Okay. Let's do it, guys. Get your questions in now. Even if you already typed them, pop them in now, and we're going to hammer these out and try and get every single one in before the lock here. Abraswav, CJ and Fox, or Luca and Cantor in a DK GPP, JSU?
CJ and Fox, or Luca and Cantor. So the CJ and Fox one, in my opinion, is safer because we don't have the Enes Kanter news. Because obviously, not Enes Kanter news, the Nurkic news.
Mm-hmm.
I do think, though, that taking a shot with the Luca Cantor thing might be maybe a little lower owned for tournaments. And so I kind of lean that route just because that's a route that I'm kind of taking in some of my builds. So I'm not trying to give away, my whole lineup, but that's definitely a route that I'm interested in.
Mike Dunn dropped this. I think we talked about it a lot. DK single entry, LaMelo or Fox. And just from listening to you, the pivot would be to LaMelo. Correct?
Yeah. I mean, I think that if you ask anyone, Fox is mispriced on every site. I think if you ask any sharp, DFS player, they're going to look at that price tag and say, that's too cheap. And they're right. It is too cheap. But if that's the case, then the guys around it are going to be lower owned. I also don't think, maybe some people might not want to play this early game because who knows, we might get, starters might shake things up with who starts, and people want to have flexibility and stuff like that. So, waiting another 30 minutes till after lock might be the thing to do with the Brooklyn, New York game. Maybe people want to wait and see who the starters are for Brooklyn. So, because we don't have that news yet, right, Holden?
No, I have not seen anything pop up to this point. Once it does, it's just going to be huge news. So
Right.
we will get that as soon as we can. Okay. Alex wants to know, JSU, you like Barrett on FanDuel tonight as a way to get different, playing against his godfather, Steve Nash? Ooh, Godfather narrative.
Godfather. Ooh.
Yeah.
I didn't even know that.
I don't know if that's true or not, but nice.
So I do think if I'm playing RJ Barrett, it's probably on a site like FanDuel where he is got a better price tag over there. So I don't hate it. If I would to play him, it would be in a game stack. And I'm assuming you're probably game stacking this. So yeah, he's definitely in play more on FanDuel.
How about that? Yeah, it is his godfather. It's the Canadian. He's the Maple Mamba. I love it.
That's
Way to
good
go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Congrats. I'd give you a shirt, but I only got one here. Luca and Hart or Fox and CJM on a DK single entry? Brandon wants to know. Luca and Hart, Fox or CJM?
Think that one I'd go Fox and CJM.
Okay. What's up, Macho? Covington or Clark on FanDuel?
Ooh, that's a good one. They are different price tags. I have Covington in my core, but I think Clark's interesting for tournaments. He's a little more expensive, but I think he's interesting.
DK single entry. Daniel wants to know what your favorite play is under 6.5K in utility. 6.5K DK single entry utility.
6.5K. So in that range, pretty much.
Yeah, a 6.5 and less, I guess.
I think Rashawn Holmes is someone who interests me on a site like DraftKings. He's got that questionable tag, which, he's probable to play. But if you just look at his name, it's got the Q. It's got the red Q in front of it. I think that might keep people away. And also getting a bunch of these mid-tier guys in is going to be different because the stars and scrubs build, again, will be by far the most popular route, guaranteed, no doubt in my mind. So if you did build a few mid-tier guys in your lineup, that's going to be somewhat different.
Joey Works in the chat, just not happy right now. I can't even tell you how furious he is. And it's not with me this time, which is absolutely amazing.
What did I do?
No, it's not even with you. He
okay.
called I think Nurk a bitch ass is what he's saying. That's horrible language, Joey Work. We don't like that. I bet you Nurk bitch ass don't play tonight. That's what he said. This is why I don't take your questions, Joey Work. This is why.
He's probably right, though.
He's right, though, isn't he? Yeah. All right. You're back in the circle here, Joey Work. Who's your favorite Portland play? Sylvester wants to know. Hi, Sylvester. Who's your favorite Portland play?
My favorite Portland play. Well, price per dollar, because if Nurk's out, it's Enes Kanter. But if I can just spend up for one guy, God. It's weird to say CJ McCollum's name over Dame Lillard. Like but it doesn't sound right. It just, God.
Would you do it?
Yeah. I mean, I think he would be my favorite spend up. I think they're both on a slate like this. You could play both of them because of the value that we have, which will be different.
That's fascinating. So like McCollum would be a nice pivot in GPPs. And if you're playing cash and you wanted Lillard, you just keep Lillard.
Yeah, I mean, if you're playing cash, you're probably just keeping Lillard, right? I don't think you would.
This McCollum thing's pretty cool. I like it.
Well, I'm glad you like it.
Very interesting. Okay, thank you. I appreciate. I'm glad you're glad that I'm glad. Man, Joey Work all over Nurkic tonight. Nicholas, McCollum and Randall and Fox, or Luka, Ball, and Barrett. Not batter. McCollum, Randall, Fox, Luka, Ball, Barrett. Thank you.
Ooh, that's a good one. I think I'd go the Luka Ball one is going to be lower owned for sure.
The Luka Ball ones would be lower owned.
Yeah, I think for tournaments, I kind of like that pivot. That's the lower owned pivot. The other one is the more optimal one. I think, the other one, most people would lean that way from like a cash perspective.
All right. Nabi wants to know DeLon Wright, Diallo, or Burke, please. Wright, Diallo, or Burke?
Well, with Derrick Rose out, Wright should have to be forced to play big minutes. Diallo, Burke. I mean, I think Burke is sneaky. I think Wright is the safer play, but I think Burke is the sneaky tournament play.
Is Hart all right on DK to play?
He is. He's a better FanDuel play, though. The price tag is not as nice on it's not as friendly on DK.
Is Bruce Brown Jr. playable? What up, Vipin Sethi?
Bruce Brown Jr. Yeah, he's in play. I mean, they just don't have that many guys. They're going to need him to play. And they like him for his defense anyways. So.
Halliburton and Carmelo, or LaMelo and DeAndre in a DK single entry. So Hector wants to know Halliburton and Carmelo, or LaMelo and DeAndre.
Or give me DeAndre and who?
Yeah, LaMelo and DeAndre, or Halliburton and Carmelo.
Oh, LaMelo and DeAndre.
LaMelo, we got Carmelo, we got everything. Clark and Luka, or AD and Fox on FanDuel? OJL. Clark and Luka, AD and Fox. What do you think?
Kind of like the Luka Clark one.
That's the Luka and Clark is the good one there. Okay.
That's the one.
Keep rolling here. McCollum versus Ingram on DK. Austin wants to know which one you're going.
McCollum versus Ingram. Wait, so CJ McCollum versus Brandon Ingram? They're different positions.
Well,
Oh, okay. I guess straight up, maybe
Straight up.
pricing. They're right around there.
Yeah.
Honestly, I feel more comfortable about that Sacramento Portland game being like a shootout back and forth. But Brandon Ingram is going to have to play big minutes. So that's where I'm like, the Clippers definitely have a chance to blow this game out. If the Pelicans keep it close, you would have to think Brandon Ingram has something to do with it. So I think the answer is, if you think the Pelicans can keep this game somewhat close, Brandon Ingram is definitely the answer, because he'll be the point forward for this team where he'll be making plays and scoring. And it's not an easy matchup, though. I will say that.
Again, if you're just joining us, there's no Lonzo, no Bledsoe, no Zion against the Clippers, just so you know. If you're just hopping in, I'm seeing some guys hopping in the chat here. They're like, hey, you guys weren't on. Well, we're on. We've been on. We'll get you questions if you want to throw them in. Mob wants to know about your thoughts on Reggie Perry.
Reggie Perry. So he hasn't played a ton, obviously. He's probably going to have to see some minutes. I don't think you need to do it. Just with all the other value we have now, I don't think you need to go there. If you want to go there, though, like if you're making a ton of lineups, let's say you're MMEing tonight, yeah, you throw some Reggie Perry in there, because on the out chance that he outscores a Jeff Green or DeAndre Jordan. It's a slimmer chance, but it's possible that he outscores Jeff Green. Jeff Green's not like an amazing basketball player by any means. He's just going to start. But if Jeff Green gets into foul trouble and Perry has to come in, or DeAndre, gets in foul trouble, which is likely as well, and Perry has to come in, he could do damage.
So we got about 5.5 minutes to lock. Luka or Lillard? David Griffin wants to know. I mean, there's pricing there, isn't there?
Luka or Lillard?
I mean,
big difference. That's a big difference in price. I mean, I do think that Luka is my favorite, contrarian type spend up on the slate. It's just me.
Okay. I mean, yeah, we're talking about what, $1,300 difference on DK.
Yeah, it's
$2,100 on FanDuel. So that's a big change in your whole lineup construction there. But there you go. Any interest in Burke on DK? Eric G wants to know.
Trey Burke.
It's got to be Trey Burke.
Yeah, I have a little interest. Again, though, it's one of those things where unless I'm MMEing 10 or 20 teams, I don't even think I would fall on it. Like if you're making 3 or 4, I don't think you even fall on Trey Burke. I do think he's interesting for tournaments. I just don't think you need it.
What do you think about Lewis on DK? I'm thinking Kira Lewis.
Yeah, Kira Lewis. I think he's more of not a one lineup guy. He's more of you're playing multiple lineups. I think he's definitely someone that we can look at as being in play.
Dylan wants to know if it's dumb to fill his last utility spot below 5.3 with Burke if Luka's playing. If Luka's playing, is it dumb to throw Burke in there at 5.3 and under?
If Luka is playing, it's not dumb because Trey Burke is going to play like the second unit. Pretty much he's going to handle it. He's not going to see monster minutes by any means, but he's going to handle a lot of the scoring for the second unit. So it's not dumb.
Not dumb.
Not dumb.
Just relax. Nobody's dumb. Well, sometimes me. Bruce Brown or nah? DK, single entry.
Bruce Brown or nah? Nah.
Okay. I like that. That's going to lead to some other nah questions here. I think that we had coming down the pipeline. Quick question from Rob. FanDuel single entry, Jordan, KD, and Lillard or Cat. I don't even know who BL is or Chioza.
BL. Brandon Ingram. Is it BI?
It's BI. It's probably an I. Yeah.
Trey Burke is starting. Someone just said, is that?
Well, they were going back and forth on Fantasy Labs. They're like, it's either going to be him or Hardaway. And then they're like, it looks like it's Trey Burke. So take it for what it is on that, because they had conflicting reports, but Fantasy Lab said it was Trey Burke.
I got you. So okay. They said it's either Trey Burke or Tim Hardaway Jr. Okay.
Yeah, and
I mean,
it
either
says
way,
it looks like it's hard.
Trey Burke is going to
Burke.
play. Whether he starts or not is almost irrelevant. He's going to play. He's going to see run with the second unit as well. So he's a fine play. I'll just put it at that.
3 minutes. Adam wants to know Naw and Hayward or Graham and Mitchell Robinson.
Naw and Hayward or Graham and Mitchell. Naw and Hayward.
Dame and Roby or Ball and Clark?
Ball and Clark.
Fox or Ball on DK, asked Jay Reed.
Fox or Ball? I'm going Fox. Ball. So
Kevin wants to know if he could throw Rivers in there to complete a Nets-Knicks stack.
Yeah, you can if you like that. If you like the Knicks side too, and you want to have some more Knicks guys, that's fine.
Macho, LaMelo or Fox for FanDuel GPP? It is LaMelo in a GPP.
In a GPP, that's
in a GPP. Yep. Yes. DK single entry: Ingram and Fox or Luka in a $5,200 and under play. So DK single entry: Ingram, Fox, or Luka in a low price play at 52 or under. Good one.
It's tough to just throw a player out there. Ingram and Fox. Yeah.
Ingram and Fox. Okay.
Yeah, just go Ingram and Fox.
The dude with the hair back fucking blows. Thank you, Mike. I appreciate that. Mac Attack. Is that Joey Work? Really? Is that his name? FanDuel GPP, Roby, Dame, and Naw, or Ball, Buddy, and Covington?
Ball, Buddy, Covington.
Anthony, Bruce Brown or DeAndre, DK single entry?
Bruce Brown or DeAndre single entry? DeAndre.
Bruce Brown or TLC?
Bruce Brown or TLC? TLC.
FanDuel GPP, Roby, Dame, Naw, or Ball, Buddy, Covington? Roby, Dame, Naw, or Ball, Buddy, Covington?
Ball, Buddy, Covington.
All right, 2 questions here. Bruce Brown or DeAndre on a DK single entry?
Bruce Brown and DeAndre
Or.
DeAndre.
Then you got Bruce Brown or TLC. And we got lock.
TLC in tournaments. Yep.
All right. I'll just run a couple through these here. Can you guys stay on till the late ones tip off? In case any news hits. You know what, man? Honestly, it's probably, if you go in Discord, you'll be able to find everything. Like guys, JSU's in there, all the other guys are in there, but it's probably not the worst idea to at least explore doing that sometime.
Yeah, I'm always down to stay on if we got like a next game that's gonna tip off and we might have news. The news that we're looking at right now is what we want: the Nets starters, which regardless of who starts, you have to project all these guys to get some solid run. Like they only have 9 bodies.
Mm-hmm.
So, they're all going to play. It's a matter of the starters will probably play a little bit more, but foul trouble, who knows what happened.
Well, Joey had his burner account, first of all. And then Joey goes, what did he say? Thanks, JSU. Screw you, Holden. I'm getting pummeled today. You know what?
I love Joey.
I deserve it. I deserve it. No, I deserve it. The Karl Anthony Towns, not seeing the won't thing. Today I'm taking an L. Here's the Nets starters: Brown, Harris, Durant, Green, and Jordan. Brown, Harris, Durant, Green, and Jordan are the starters.
Brown, Harris,
Durant,
Green,
and Jordan.
Okay.
Anything?
Yeah, that's about what I thought was going to be the starters. So nothing throwing me off there. I
right,
expected TLC to come off the bench. Who else did I have? Chioza.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what I expected. I think Harris was the one I was like, maybe they bring him off the bench so they have a scorer coming off the bench, but these guys are all going to play.
Yeah, guys, we just went through the net starters. I will say it again since people are throwing it up there. Brown, Harris, Durant, Green, and Jordan. I only got one player that's active right now. My $10 FanDuel single entry, and that's
it.
Your boy Ball. Your boy Ball. What do you think he came in at?
And on FanDuel?
Yeah, $10 single entry.
I'm gonna say 9%.
You're about 30% off. 39%. Really? Yeah.
Oh.
What are you gonna do? Everybody who's watching the show, man, they're like, if JSU's on him, we got to play him.
God, can I switch my pick? No, I'm kidding.
No, that's good. Come on, relax. That's fine.
Yeah.
Big deal. We'll make it up somewhere else. All right. So the guy that said I fucking suck, laughing my ass off. I respect you now. You don't suck. Here's the one thing I learned about this. Okay. This is like my days when people actually knew who I was. Take the people slamming you and laugh about it because it really is funny. Don't take it personally. And then they come around after a while. They get to know who you are and then they love you. All right, Mike?
That's some decent advice, Holden.
Yeah. Oh, trust me, as a person that's heard it all from everybody, that's okay, man. It's not a big deal. You got Ball at 22% in a DK $40 single entry. All right, Anthony. Like guys, like I said, if you're gonna post your ownership, which I love it. I love you guys being part of the show. Just make sure you put the site. Okay. If you're like, hey, Luka's 44%. Okay, but what site? Ball 23, Luka 44 on DK in the, right now, says Mike Dunn. Ooh, that's
nice. Okay.
Are 4 nets too much? Says Carlos.
No,
they're not too much.
No,
it's fine. And that was about it. If you guys have, again, any more guys you want to put on here that you're playing tonight, I'm just sifting through some other lineups. But basically, it's just there's very little going on. One lineup, I don't have anything right now. So, which NBA has had your sloppy seconds like Birdman had Big T's? And we already talked about those. I only had a baseball player. He was a left-hander, John Lannon, and I got in first, but then I got sloppy thirds. And then you didn't have any, right? You got nothing. No.
Nothing.
Like no female bodybuilder came in, like China. She never came into your gym.
Oh God, I wish.
Come on,
China.
bang me.
I wish. So I don't know if you know, I think I told you this, but my whole family were like wrestling fanatics. I was the only one that wasn't a fan of wrestling.
Like real wrestling.
Like WWF, like ECW, like WW, all that stuff. Like they were huge wrestling nuts. My uncle used to VCR record. He'd buy all the pay-per-views for my brother, tape them, and then send them to him the next day. And then my brother would watch the pay-per-view the next day because we wouldn't buy the pay-per-views, obviously. He would buy them, and then he would tape them for him, so he'd have them. So my brother literally has every pay-per-view from probably 1996 or 7 to like 2009 or 10.
Do you like Reddick? DFS production wants to know. You were Reddick.
I like the young guys a little bit more now.
Yeah. Daniel Patterson, Trey Burke, 3.3% on the DK $27 single entry. Luka's 45 in the same contest.
Yeah,
45. That's about where you thought it was. What was your exposure to Luka tonight?
I got him in 2 of my 4 builds.
Ah, so 50%, not bad. Okay, Very good. JSU coming in from a wrestling family makes him look even more like Khabib. Thank you, Colin. Whatever, dude.
I'm telling you too. I was the only one that wasn't into it. Like I used to get forced to watch wrestling because everyone else liked it. I couldn't stand it. I just wanted to watch hoops.
But your brother was like a legit like Greco-Roman wrestler, right?
No,
like wasn't one of your brothers or gymnast? He was a gymnast.
He was a gymnast. That's a different. Yeah,
there you go.
Yeah. Okay, that's different from the fanatic wrestling fan.
Okay. Well, I think we got everything, guys. If you got any more questions, get them in now for the later ones. That's fine. You don't want Hank doesn't want to meet you or Kimbo Slice. Hank, I mean,
oh, come on, Hank. We'd be friends.
Dude, nobody is just.
We can do some handstand push-ups together.
I have just 100%. I have gotten pummeled in the chat tonight. It started with me because I said won't I feel really bad too. I don't like messing this stuff up. Okay. I'm bad. I had a shit night. I had a shit show. I apologize for that. But I will also say this: when Big T calls you donkey, then everybody just piles on. That's it. Big T.
Yeah.
I mean, Big T just started it. I'm not happy about it, Big T. There's really nothing I can do about it.
Did he get in there and call you a donkey? Is that
yeah. Well, he does that twice a week. Whether there is a reason to call me a donkey or not, but I actually deserved it this time.
So Holden, you know how people get like the reminder, like to do something every morning, like maybe get a reminder to like, I don't know, like he probably had a reminder on his phone, like every couple of days where it's like, I got to make fun of Holden, like reminder. Oh, Holden's on the show. I got to make fun
I don't think you need a reminder. I don't think he needs a reminder. You think so?
He's
not in here anymore. What's he doing?
He's in here.
He's in here? He is?
Yeah.
Or is he watching and he's just got us on mute?
He's definitely got us on mute because he doesn't listen to anything I say. So, I mean... God, just doesn't listen to anything I say. He makes fun of me. Okay, here's the best. So he makes fun of me on the NFL show about Jimmy Graham.
Okay. Who goes out and I love that guy.
Dude texts me like right after Jimmy Graham got that touchdown, and he's like in first for 300K. And I go, holy crap, like in the small $4, obviously it didn't hold because of the Pittsburgh game went nuts, but in the small $4 on FanDuel. And I'm like, oh, that's sick. How'd that happen? Blah, blah, blah. And he goes, I played your boy, Jimmy Graham. And I was like, what? You did? Literally made fun of me on the show
shit
for
on you.
10 minutes. Oh, he shit on me.
Because I like Jimmy Graham too, and he's shitting on it.
But then he goes, I had to play it. My boy JSU liked it. I was like, oh, so now you listen to me. Oh, yeah. Oh, just all right.
He wants
Classic
a link.
Big T.
Hey, Simon, he wants a link. I don't know. We'll stay on for a little longer. I got the young guys pod, but I can hang on if Big T wants to come in here. I mean, big deal.
Bring him in. I mean, this is exactly what happened. Big T's not going to be able to lie his way through it. This is what happened.
Same link you had earlier, Big T.
Yeah,
same link you had earlier. Click on that again.
Get your ass in here.
That'll bring you in here. Yeah.
Yeah. Talk about Kiri Lewis and Nikhil Alexander Walker, how they're going to smash tonight. Let's go, Big T.
Oh, you never miss a show? Well, that's good. So at least I don't suck this bad on every single night. I mean, we got more games getting. No, I take that shit personally. I'll probably be upset tonight. Pistons Wizard postponed Friday. Wizards Warriors Suns postponed for Friday.
You know news I would love. Can we get some Anthony Davis news? Because I'll tell you
he's playing.
Now, oh, he's definitely in, like 100%. We got.
Let me go back because I thought at the top of the show. Yeah, he's playing. Him and LeBron are playing. It's like two of the biggest things. So you got the news right now. Now what?
Never mind.
What's that doing?
I got it. I figured they were going to play. I just really was hoping he wasn't going to play.
Oh, you're hoping he wasn't again.
Because it would have made Montrezl Harrell a great play on DraftKings at his price tag.
I'll say this: like these shows, the ones
Who
like
is
today,
Grayson? Grayson is the man. Big T is the worst. Why can't Grayson come on?
Holden, do you remember the guy at the Nats game a couple of years ago who cut the head off a rubber chicken? Yeah, I did a story on him for our local CBS station. His name was the Chicken Man. Why, Daniel? Are you his son or are you him? That's a random question. Damn, Davis can sit. Played a ton of Harrell. Oh, is Big T here? There he is.
Hey, he's right here. It's Grayson.
Is that a lollipop?
It's not Big T. It's Grayson.
It's a Sharpie.
Oh, Grayson. Hi, Grayson. Why are we calling him Grayson? Is that his real first name?
His son's name.
I'm on here to see if Towns is playing regular minutes or not.
Oh my God, that was horrible. You don't gotta rub it in on me, man. I take that.
Oh no, you can rub it in.
I already feel like shit.
You can rub it in. It's fine.
Yeah, I know. Okay.
We'll allow
Big T's here. What up, Big T? What do you got?
Night of some winners here. I mean, JSU's on here victory lapping Jimmy Graham, who had 0 catches until 30 seconds left in the game. And then,
I don't know what happened, guys. I watched the game. All I saw was Jimmy Graham catch that one-handed touchdown.
It was a nice touchdown.
He did this. And just owned Big T. He just walked right away. He said, "What's up, Big T?" That was it. Boom. He just owned him. A straight own. That's how it works. That's how
it was a nice catch for sure.
I think we were in a. Now listen. Usually I'm looking
about
up.
running pure. That was 100% running pure. I couldn't have ran any pure with Jimmy.
It was running pure until the next game scored 100 points. And then it wasn't running anymore.
Yeah. You know who helped me out with that was Hooper, Austin Hooper. He had a good one too. He was a guy.
Everybody in that game had a good one.
Everyone in that game had a good one, didn't they? You know what, Big T? It was funny because I think it was like the 50 or 100, maybe it's like the red zone, whatever. It was on DK, it was the 50, and I was like, oh, I just passed Big T. This is awesome. And then I'm up there and we're on the live show. I'm in the top 5. I'm like, guys, at the end of the third quarter, let's start focusing on this. And then 10 minutes later, it was like, fuck it. I'm like out of the top 20. Ben starts going to like all these dudes. Everybody went off. Everyone.
There was like 3 straight drives where they scored like an 80-yard drive touchdown in like 45 seconds.
Oh, I know. I was so pumped. I'm like, I'm going to go out for steak dinner tomorrow. It's going to be good. Not going to happen. What do you got early?
Big T, before we get into who you have here, Hank wants me to get on you about this Browns play. Hank, I can't get on him about the Browns play. I like the Browns.
Let's go.
I've talked about this before. There are certain teams that do have paths to victory against this Chiefs squad. I think the Browns are one of those teams. I honestly think that like the Bills, even though they're probably better against the Chiefs, it's just like, okay, whose passing game is going to be better? Are you betting on the Chiefs' high-powered offense or the Bills? I think a lot of people would just say the Chiefs' high-powered passing offense is still a little better than the Bills right now. I mean, maybe some people wouldn't. But the strengths of the Cleveland Browns are their running game, and that running game can keep Pat Mahomes on the sideline. They can run through the Chiefs. If they can run the football and keep Pat Mahomes on the sideline, there are paths to victory here. That's all I'm going to say.
So you're going with Mayfield. You got Mayfield this week, huh?
I'm going with Nick Chubb. That's who I'm going with.
We always go with Nick Chubb. Every week is Nick Chubb week. How about Kareem Hunt? Because Kareem Hunt said it's personal for him after beating the shit out of a woman on camera and get released. It's personal.
I forgot about the Hunt angle.
I think, honestly, I think you can play them both. That's the type of game I think this game will be. I think the running backs are heavily used. I'm telling you, too, like against the Chiefs, you have to go for it on 4th down. You just 4th and short, you have to go for it. When you're beyond the 50, you have to do it. You can't just punt Pat Mahomes the ball every single time. Teams who do that will lose 9 times out of 10.
So you're talking Browns money line. Like if you said they played 10 times, how many times do you think the Browns would win? 3 or 4?
I mean, I only have to win like 2 to
one time, right? No, and that's all that matters.
I got to win more than 1 because it's plus
4.
What I get plus 400 or something.
So
I got to win like 3 out of 10 to
3 out of 10. I mean,
I think they got a chance though. People are making fun of me, like calling me Siege, all this stuff. I legitimately think both teams win. Like the Rams match up perfect with Green Bay. The Browns match up perfect with Kansas City. I might not win both of them, but I got a chance in both, and I only need to win 1 to make some good money.
Can we just ask the people to call you something else besides Siege?
It's very hurtful when you get called Siege.
Like anything else, please. God.
I heard he got kicked out of the poker club.
What was the word they called me? Dangerous? I was dangerous, and I was Siege today. It's been a tough day.
Tony, just getting smacked around.
Hey, Squid wants to know something. Chioza or Nah? You got to pick one.
I already answered that in the chat. I said I'm playing both of them.
There you go. You're playing both of them.
Answer.
There you go, big guy.
Tony, talk about the New Orleans situation, because I remember on your show specifically, you weren't really high on anyone besides N'Keal Alexander-Walker. I'm assuming it changed a little bit, maybe, but maybe not. I don't know.
Oh, he became a lock for me for sure.
Right.
No,
Okay. Yeah.
I don't mind. So the roster construction's the issue for me. Like, I want to play these Nets guys. They only got 3 guards, really.
Do you
And
like
I don't
Kiri
really
Lewis?
know how to make the roster construction work. So I ended up playing MitchRob over DeAndre.
Okay.
I love MitchRob and Randall going against a team with no bigs. They should eat. I'm a little nervous to fade DeAndre, but it gets me the roster construction I need because I need a higher priced guy in the center spot, basically. It's just it's just roster construction. Like if I could play DeAndre over like Chiozza or something, then I probably would. But it's just the way the thing constructs for me. And the good thing is, Mitch Rob's going to get me so freaking different when he drops this 40 spot that I think it's going to be a big night.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be. I talked about it on the show, just saying you don't need a ton of differentiators on this slate. You just need 1 or 2. Like, you don't go too crazy outside of the well here. Just play the good plays and then play 1 or 2 guys that are going to differentiate yourself. Mitch Rob.
Who's keeping Mitch Rob off the glass?
No, I mean, I like it. I think it's a real sharp play. And
It sucks to fade DeAndre though. Like,
he's playing a ton of minutes too, Tony. Like he's just literally going to be out there so much. I get it. I kind of like the play.
There's tons of paths for DeAndre to bust too. Like
what about Kiri Lewis? No love?
I don't even know who that is. Like,
so he's the New Orleans one of New Orleans first round draft picks. He hasn't really played much this year.
Like, I think he's fine, but I just don't see why you would play him over the Brooklyn guys, I guess.
Like he will get blowout run if this game blows out. Like we wouldn't have to worry about him sitting or anything like that.
I don't see why you would play him over the Brooklyn guys though.
So you play Chiozza over him?
I think Chiozza's going to crush, and he's going to be 2% owned. Like, no one's going to play Chiozza.
Would you guys go Covington or Brandon Clark? Last spot, power forward FanDuel.
I like Brandon Clark. I think I even have Brandon Clark on one of the sites.
Do you?
I'm pretty sure I got him on FanDuel.
Cool. Very good.
He might even be in my core. Let me see.
Grizzlies going with Brooks, Jones, Anderson, Clark, Valanciunas. There you go.
Yeah, I got Brandon Clark in my core on FanDuel.
Cool. Very good. Carlos, Jordan Fox, McCollum, or Mitch Dame Chiozza? Jordan Fox, McCollum, Mitch Dame Chiozza.
JSU answers the 3v3s. They're too
hard.
He
does.
Mitch, give me the second one again.
Jordan Fox, McCollum, Mitch Dame Chiozza. What up, AP?
I mean, Big T's on the show. We just talked about 2 of those 3 guys.
Mitch.
What is it? I can focus for a second.
Mitch Dame Chiozza, man. Mitch Dame Chiozza or Jordan Fox McCollum. You got to go Mitch Dame Chiozza.
I like just for sake of purposes, I like the first one better.
Yeah.
The
Conchar's playing tonight.
Yeah, so I don't want Dame or McCollum or even Fox is going to be so freaking chalky.
He's going to be so chalky.
Like, so chalky, and he always busts in this spot. I swear he does.
Just say no.
Just say no.
Say no.
Boys. Let's
Lopez is just out here just going full nuclear.
25 already.
Ball's
got zippy.
He's that center play that I was hoping Mitch Rob would be. Just go out there and just break it. Just stick it right up.
Ball needs to get on the.
I think Mitch Rob is a sneaky call. I do like that. That's
I really like it on FanDuel too because literally no one's going to play him, and you get those big block upsides.
Yeah,
Joe Harris too. Like, literally no one's going to play Joe Harris, and he's 4,900 on FanDuel, and he's no one's going to play the workbench play again. Like, he's the odd man.
How is no one going to play him?
He's the odd man out in these roster constructions.
I don't get. I really don't get that. Like, that makes no sense to me. Like, I knew you were gonna like him just going in, like, right when we got all this news.
I don't
he
see
was
how
the
he
first
doesn't
one
crush.
I thought of. He was the first one I thought of after Durant. Like, it just immediately went Durant and Joe Harris. Like,
I don't see how he's going to be low owned too. It's going to be great. People are going to put Ingram. He's going to bust. Like,
what's the most Brooklyn Nets you got in the lineup?
Well, I don't play that many teams, so I got obviously 4 on all my FanDuel teams, and then I think 4 is the most. I don't think I went to 5 in anything.
Nice. That's what I like. I like it.
I would have played, like, honestly, the truth is I would have played 5 with DeAndre. I just couldn't find a construction that fit without leaving like 1,500 on the table or something crazy.
So on FanDuel, I have the decision of, obviously DeAndre or Cat. I think on FanDuel, in my opinion, I wanted to either go all the way up or go all the way down. I'm still honestly, like, I'm still struggling with who I'm going to end up going with, because I don't know. But if I go with DeAndre, then I almost have no choice but to pay up at shooting guard and point guard for a spot.
Which is what everyone else has.
So that's where I went back and forth, just to kind of give people an idea of how I was thinking. But
I'm just taking from what you were saying. I got 3 Nets and 2 Knicks. That's where I'm going.
I just think 3 Nets is too little. Like, that's just me.
Too. I went too low on it.
I just, like, last night, everyone comes in, all these guys are so chalky, blah, blah, blah. And then they would have 3, and it's like, yeah, you need more than 3. Like, I just think they're going to crush. They're favored by 4 against a bad team. I don't see how these guys all don't get there. If they get blown out or something, they might still get there.
Who did I leave out? So I got Harris, Durant, and Brown. Who did I leave out? Which one should I have in there?
Harris. Who'd you have?
I had Harris, Durant, and Brown.
Durant and Brown.
Who did I leave out?
Didn't have Jordan
go.
or TLC or Chioza. Yeah.
There you go.
There's so many guys you could add.
See if I can make it up elsewhere. I did switch to Clark though. There was one thing after.
Luka just absolutely putting on a show to start early. I love the people. Tony, don't you love the people who were like so down on Luka? They're like,
I knew he was
hold on. You weren't, because you've been saying this for a while that you weren't a big Luka fan. But I'm talking about in general, like as a player. You might think Trae Young's better than Luka. You don't think Luka's a bad basketball player, do you?
No, I thought he was out of shape, which is just the truth.
The amount of people that just jumped off the bandwagon after a few games was insane. I just don't get it. Like, forget it. Like, Luka, Trae Young, you want to say you like Trae Young more or less, whatever. Luka Doncic is still an amazing basketball player, and he's young. Like, he's still got tons of time in the NBA to, like, grow and be better. Like, I just don't understand why people just jump off the bandwagon after like a couple bad games. Really? Like, that's how we're doing it? We're just getting off because he had a couple bad games? I don't get it.
How big of a pain in the ass would it be to be an NBA coach right now? Like, I'm serious. These guys are like, how is Steve Nash going to deal with this? Harden's probably going to be happy for half a season, but Kyrie's gone. These guys are a mess, man. Like, NFL coaches got to deal with 53 guys and a couple of crazy wide receivers. But these NBA guys, like James Harden, just forcing his way out after getting fat. Boogie Cousins hates him. John Wall hates him. You don't see this in other sports.
Of course, they hate him. He doesn't want to play with them.
I know. They didn't even get a good return, though, did they? Like, all right, you got to go, Simon. All right. Thanks for hanging out, Simon. I appreciate it. Sorry about that. All right, let's get out of here then. What's so funny, Big T?
He said sorry, but you got the quick apology.
Yeah, he's like, sorry, dude. I said, no, it's all good.
I love him.
Oh, thank you. That makes me feel so nice. When tonight?
Wait, I've watched every show. What do you mean? You guys always say, "Oh, Big T's not." I always watch your guys' show.
I love Big T too. If I had your,
I always like
give you a hug.
I'm easy to figure out. Like, I like people that I can talk shit to that'll talk shit back.
Yeah.
Like, that's fun to me. I never get along with the softies. The softies and me don't jive very good.
Yeah, well, you should watch me and Joey Word talk for 5 minutes. That's after that, both of us were crying. All right, we got to get out of here. Big T, JSU, awesome work as always. Sorry about the Karl Anthony Towns thing. I'm going to go puke and be upset at myself. And then I got the Young Guys pod to tape. Simon, you're awesome. Talk to you later. Keep running pure. I will. Run pure.